do you have a GPS? Do you have a GPS? Molly Assad.
Good evening, Toastmasters. It's a privilege and an honor to be here tonight. I wanted to tell you and ask you, do you have a GPS? Sunday evening, I had a very difficult challenge. I had a decision to make that required three facets. One was something I needed to do, one was something I should do, and one was something I wanted to do. What I should do was a woman that I met in Puerto Rico 25 years ago that was instrumental in my assimilation to Puerto Rico, passed away. She was in her 80s. I wanted to go to church. I'm very, very tired. I needed to go home and rest. And I struggled. My mother was like, you're not going to the funeral. My husband said, stay home and rest. And my son likes to go to church on Sunday evenings, so I'm already programmed, he works in the church, to go to the church. But that little gnawing thing inside that said, you need to go to the funeral. So I got home and I Googled funeral home Errett, because I know that there's several of them, I just don't know where they're located. And I thought I'd get this map. And it was a mess to me, it was a mess. So as I'm taking my son to church thinking I'm not gonna go to the funeral home in Errett, I said to my son, do you know how to work the GPS? And he says, yeah. He goes into my phone, he says, Mom, you don't even have maps. Never before had I ever used a GPS. So he plugs in, he says, I see it, Funeraria Errett, yeah, Mom, okay. I drop him at the church, and he starts to leave me. And I said, no, you don't leave me. I don't know how to work this thing. What are you gonna do? Mom, do not worry. It's gonna handle itself. So as I'm pulling away in the car, I'm thinking, no way. This thing isn't really gonna get me where I'm going, I know. And so I started to turn out of the parking lot, and all of a sudden I heard the voice. And it said, 400 meters to the right, take your first right. Now this was very interesting because this voice, although I heard the instruction, I didn't know what a meter was. But I decided to trust this voice. So I started following the instructions, and I took the right. And then I realized this is my relationship with God. And from that moment on, I'm going to tell you exactly what I felt and what I heard. Because the voice stopped. And I said, it's not going to come back. There's no way this is really going to get me there. The doubt crept in. But I kept my focus on the destination that my son had plugged in the phone. And I was on a very limited time schedule. I had to be there at a certain time. So I couldn't risk not trusting this GPS. So I take a turn to the right, and it's all pitch black. Have you ever been at a point in your life where it's pitch black and you're waiting to hear where to go next? All of a sudden the voice came on again. I'm at the top of Iturregui, and it says, take a right. And I don't know if you know these streets, but now I'm coming to a spot. This spot is a mess. They're doing a major construction. So I'm thinking, oh no. There's no way. So all of a sudden, I realized my radio was pretty loud. So I decided in order to hear the voice, I was going to have to muffle out the radio to get my clarity. And that's another thing that I see in life. Sometimes we have a destination. I want to ask you, do you know your destination? Do you know your destination? You can't get there if you don't plug it in your GPS. But the interesting thing is, your instructions are not going to come in a total map. It's not going to come all mapped out. It's going to come in stages. And that by me joining Toastmasters is getting me closer to my destination. But it wasn't until I get here that I get the next instruction to go to the next place. So as I reach this crazy, crazy intersection up there over the bridge, I'm really doubting. I'm really at a stage where I'm doubting, and I'm saying, that satellite dish up there, there's no way it can navigate this. This is detour, this is this. There's no way that's how to like. And I thought, isn't that just like we treat God sometimes? There's no way that he can navigate my weight loss, my checkbook, my future, my kids, my son. And I thought, you know what? I've only got 20 minutes to go. I have no choice but to trust this voice that has already been programmed into this GPS. So sure enough, I come around and it tells me to bear right, go up. And I'm just in utter awe of where this machine that has been programmed by someone else, where it is taking me. So I come up and I start going straight, and it says, hug to the right, hug to the right. Again, it's all pitch black. I don't know. And I'm thinking, do I trust this machine that has been programmed by someone else? So I hugged to the right, and I was amazed how it put me right at my destination. And when I got to my destination, the voice stopped. You've arrived. So I'm encouraging all today that when it gets dark and the doubts come in and the worry comes in and you think you're not going to make it, keep your focus on your destination and tune out the voices of the world. Thank you.